Hey, you busy? Mm-mm. Okay, let me run something past you real quick. I was thinking about what you said the other day about feeling frustrated at the job that you were currently at and just feeling like you in this hamster wheel rat race of the corporate world and how, you're looking at other jobs, but there's just certain criteria that you're looking for. You don't see it in the other jobs, and that you have some of these passions in your heart that you want to do, but you're not at the point in life that you can take a pay cut. And I heard that frustration, and it led me to want to just look a few things up. So I decided to take it upon myself just to, do some Google facts real quick to just kind of see people who are famous, what their start was. Because I think what happens is we see the end result and we're like, oh man, look at the Beyoncés and the Baracks and the Michelle Obamas, and we see the end result, but we didn't really see the steps that were used to get to where they were at. Nobody rolled over and was a CEO of anything. It takes some grit, some grind, and sometimes being in places that you like, I know that I'm supposed to be doing something else. I'll give you an example. I was looking at one of the shows, or a podcast rather, I was listening to of T.D. Jakes, and he said that he was ministering. He knew that he was called to minister, but he was underneath another pastor for 7 years, already knowing in his heart that he was supposed to be a pastor. He was supposed to be a preacher, but yet he was in that church. He wasn't preaching there. He just was serving under another pastor and what God had him to do in that church. That sounds like it could have been frustrating. So I wanted to go ahead and look up some common things to kind of, get the, I didn't know that going, just because I feel like everybody is a walking story, right? But sometimes we don't take enough time to read it. We get encouraged about the hooray, the hero saved the girl, and yay, you finally got the contract, and yay, your business finally boomed. But we don't really see like, oh, you worked somewhere you didn't like too for a little bit, and ooh, that long, and wow, T.D. Jakes had to not preach for 7 years knowing he was called to preach. We don't see that. We don't see the Tyler Perry's had to be, homeless for a bit, or Tyson Bedford, he was found on a freaking park bench. We don't see that. We just see, wow. And then we look at us, and that may not be everyone's story, but I know that it could be frustrating just to have the knowing that you are called, you are wired to do something else. And in the process of getting to your somewhere else, you have to stay where you're currently at. Yeah. So let me just share this with you real quick. So Nicki Minaj was a waitress at Red Lobster. Right. Red Lobster. But you know what? It's a good choice. She's from New York City, so I already know what it is. It says that she was a Red Lobster. She's from New York, but she was a Red Lobster waitress in New York City. So, okay, I can see that. And it says she was reflecting on time as a waitress. She admits that she wasn't the most gracious employee. Really? Miss Clapback? No, ma'am? Okay. And that she was always looking for a way out. So even that feels like, how did it feel to know you were wired to do something completely different? I mean, waitressing to to rapping is two different, fruit. Like, it's like comparing fruit to pasta. That don't go. Apples and spaghetti does not go. I don't care what you say. Okay, let's see the next one. Freddie Wap. What was he doing? He worked in FedEx, wrapping packages. We are going to go right past that because I don't want to talk about nobody's grandbaby. I don't want to do it. Okay, Miley Cyrus picked up bras and panties thrown at her dad, Billy Ray Cyrus, as he was singing Achy Breaky Heart. I'm sorry. There should be a labor law behind that. I'm not going. Channing Tatum was a stripper. Explains the movie. Did he really admit that? Let me see. The actor dropped out of the University of South Florida and began stripping at 19. Oh, it gets juicy. Okay, listen. No, seriously, listen. Don't laugh. Okay. For Tatum, however, this lifestyle became quickly dangerous as he turned to drugs and alcohol to make it through, particularly through tough shifts. It's no wonder that the Magic Mike star looks so believable on camera. Okay, you know what? Who wrote this? I can't. Wow. Now, I may screw up her name, so I'm not even going to try. You remember the girl from Precious, right? I'm not going to mess up her name. But her, the one, not Monique, the daughter, right. Apparently, she worked for a phone sex hotline. Oh, they getting the extra dirt from, where they getting this information from? When they got quotes, so they must have talked about it out loud. Okay. She said, I knew when people were asking me, so you had any acting training? My acting school was on the phone pretending to be some young 21-year-old college girl named Melody. I know that was my acting. Okay. I mean, you get it how you got to get it. Rachel Adams. Oh, you remember Rachel? Rachel Adams, the girl from The Notebook, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the dimples, the real cute one. Yeah, she kind of favors like Jennifer Love. What is that? Not Jennifer Love Hewitt. Jennifer Gardner. Right. Okay, so apparently, she was working at McDonald's. I can't see that. When I think McDonald's, I think attitude problem. No, seriously, like don't laugh. Like I think. May I take your order? And she just looks so cute and innocent for that. But, I mean, letting people know the ice cream machine is broke every day. I mean, I guess. Meghan Markle. The one that's with Prince Harry. Apparently, she wrote wedding invitations. Oh, that was classy. Okay, they ain't getting nothing too crazy. Okay, you didn't go too off. I get it. Ooh, and she ended up handwriting wedding invitations for Robin Thicke and Paula Patton's wedding in 2005. That's pretty dope. That's something good to put on your resume. Beyonce worked in a hair salon. I don't want to really count that. That was the family business. And I mean, unlike Miley Cyrus's dad, Sir, label law, but I keep it to myself. Wow. Yeah, because her mother Tina owned a salon, so it just made sense. Sweep up some of this hair, scratch some of these scalps. You know how we like it. Have a nice day. Johnny Depp was a pen salesman. I don't get it. Give me more. Let me see what this is saying. In quotes, it says, you promised them all these things if they buy a gross of pens. It was just awful, but I actually think that was the first experience I had with acting. Look how that dot connected. Okay, it says Naya Rivera was a waitress at Hooters. Apparently, she's a Glee star. I don't watch TV. I know a little bit about the Glee, but okay. I guess I could see that. Hooters, and she, from what I'm looking at this picture, she looks okay. Anywho, Tom Cruise was a bellhop. Oh. I could see that with the hospitality in the upper echelon hotels. That makes sense. Because only the upper echelon hotels have a bellhop. After that, you just going to hop over for bells. Nothing else to do. What's his name? Chase? Oh, okay. I just never seen it spelled like that. No, seriously. It's Chace. Chase Crawford. Oh, he's from Gossip Girl, it says. He was a shirtless salesman at Abercrombie & Finch. I can see it. Looking at this picture they have here, he's very Abercrombie. I can see it. It's in the eyebrow. I can see it. Megan Fox. She's a girl. Where is she from? She's from a slew of things. She has that face. I can't, I don't watch TV and movies enough. Let me see. Okay, so Megan Fox, they said, wore a banana suit to promote a smoothie shop. That's embarrassing. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, no, thank you. Okay, movie sets. They said something about she's in Jennifer's Body. I don't know. I can't help you with this. Just Google her face and you'll know it. She's from everywhere. I only know her to be in things that were like scandalous. I want to say Mean Girls, but don't quote me on that because I don't watch TV and I'm not a movie connoisseur. Okay, Brad Pitt dressed as a chicken to promote El Pollo Loco in Los Angeles. Wow. But you know what? At least he was in the right area to do so, It says, do I have any quotes from him? Nope. Because I guess he was like, I left that behind me. Y'all have a nice day. Eva Mendes served hot dogs at a food court. Well, that's regular. But Eva Mendes? Yeah, you didn't try to model or anything first, And that's another thing. Isn't it funny that people always have an idea of what you should be doing with your life based upon what they can see, but they can't see your heart? Listen, don't let me, you know how, I'm a preacher, don't do it. Okay, move right along. Okay, so Gwen Stefani worked at Dairy Queen. That's hilarious because I never even heard of Dairy Queen until a couple of years ago. No, seriously, because I moved from New York when I was, 26. So I didn't learn about Dairy Queen until I got to Georgia. And I was like, I'm sorry. Our Dairy Queen was Baskin Robbins. I didn't even, Hugh Jackman was a PE teacher. I can see that, Mr. Wolverine. You know Hugh Jackman. If I know him, you know him. That's why I don't like. And now, if you would have said his name and I not seen this picture, I would have looked at you like, right, But yeah, the Wolverine guy, I could see that being PE. I wish it said how long they did this particular role or what have you. John Hamm, 2 M's, was a set dresser for adult films. I'm scrolling right past that. I don't even want to. Madonna was a Dunkin' Donuts cashier. How long ago was that? No, seriously, because from what I remember the videos with Madonna, wasn't she like a virgin? And she was like 16. So when did you have the time before the fame? I don't know. Okay. Hey, need a hot side hustle, I guess. John Legend was an accountant. Okay, that speaks to my heart. Having the bag of pipes that he has, can you imagine doing accountant work, knowing that you're supposed to be talking about ordinary people? I mean, seriously, well, first off, shouts out to him because that means he's extremely smart. Shouts out to the Brainiac. But wow, that's why I am so inspired by watching people and their paths, because it doesn't always kind of pan out to, then step 1 and step 2. It may very well look like, wow, you went through all that work to become an accountant, which is a highly stressful job. But you know what? He's probably making sure he and Chrissy's money is not, looking funny. They don't got to hire nobody to do their finances. That's pretty dope. Wow, I don't know. That just did something to me. An accountant to being a world-renowned singer. Oh, look at you different there, Johnny. I don't see Arthur anymore. Okay, moving right along. Queen Latifah worked at Burger King. Really? Okay, got quotes, so I guess she was she admitted to this. It says, I was like, you can't talk to me that way after I just cleaned the bathroom. I just lost it. Oh, a lot of homeless people used to come in there, so there would be a lot around to clean. Oh. And she said she was fired from the job for losing her temper. Yeah. Fast food restaurants and a lack of patience is just not the combination you really want. Rihanna was an army cadet in Barbados. Really? Oh, it says no wonder she wears camouflage so well. Dum-dum. Okay. Yeah, I can. Oh, being that beautiful, being an army cadet. Shouts out to women empowerment and all that. But just, wow, how did you know that you wanted to be a singer? Because she was super young, but I guess I don't know how that goes in Barbados. Who knows about that? All right, Victoria Beckham. You know her, the Spice Girl. Was a dancing performer on roller skates for BBC. That has to mean that was something awesome in the country she's in, because I don't know it. Barack Obama was a Baskin Robbins ice cream scooper. Okay, you know what's making me smile about that? I so did not read this prior to calling you. And the fact that I brought up Barack early in the conversation and Baskin Robbins, I feel like, like it was meant to be. Like, no, seriously, I feel like at this point, Like, I'm a prophetess. No, seriously. Okay. All right. So, wow, he worked in Baskin Robbins. Well, I guess he's from Chicago, ain't he? Hawaii? One of those? Ah, there it is. Yep, he said that he scooped it in Honolulu. Wait, the real eye opener is they have Baskin Robbins in Honolulu? Yeah, I didn't know. Because I went to Hawaii and they stuff is so fresh and delicious. Y'all don't need to recreate nothing that, just do what y'all doing. It is delish. Okay. Ellen DeGeneres was a oyster shucker. SHUCK. I'm not even going to try. I don't even know what that means. I don't even think I want to read what that means. It just says odd job. And nope. Because what I'm visualizing and what I think is borderline. I'm getting ready to get nauseous, or how much does that pay? Because I never even heard of that. But I don't want to do it. Okay. Matthew McConaughey was a chicken coop cleaner. Wow. I can only imagine the smell. Sean Connery was a coffin cleaner. Okay. Okay, let me just tell my brain. It's before someone's in it, because that was like very morbid. I got kind of, All right, let me go. George Clooney was an insurance salesman. Okay. Door-to-door insurance. That's pretty. Okay. That's pretty interesting, right? Just to kind of see when people got their start. Okay, then I wanted to dig a little deeper because, again, leading on the road of, inspiration and just seeing it's not too late and all that kind of things, because it just really bothers me that people, they're scared to start over. And I don't understand why that is, because even in the Bible, it shows that God started over. When the first world didn't do what they were supposed to do, God started over. But you know what? That's another phone call for another time, because I meant to talk to you about that. But right now, we're going to just focus on the inspirational piece. Okay, boom. So, okay, this list is a little different. This is about celebrities who found fame later in life. And again, this is not everyone's story, but it feels good sometimes to just have present, you can read certain things other places and okay, KFC guy started when he was in his 70s and stuff like that, but sometimes you want something a little bit closer to you because you're like 70 all the way over there, like I can't, so yeah, I just wanted to kind of pull something else that we can kind of have more of a relatability to. So Tiffany Haddish was 37 when she starred in Girls Trip. Wow. And from her background, she didn't just pop. Like, she was doing, that's how she met Kevin Hart. She was doing stand-up comedy. She was struggling in that. And it actually says here that, she was spending time homeless. And she landed roles and on certain shows, like If Loving You Was Wrong and The Carmichael Show. But it wasn't until the 2017 that she received a slew of awards and multi-magazine covers because of her role as Dina in Girls Trip. Pretty dope. Samuel L. Jackson, America's uncle, was in his 40s before he became an A-list movie star. So I guess the feel that this is giving me so far, and again, I didn't go through this list before I called you. The feel that this is giving me is what I was saying earlier about being frustrated on where you are and just feeling like, I just need my, that just one big break, or, having people possibly look at you like, I don't understand why you're still doing A, B, and C. Or you just thinking, listen, this is just the best that it's going to get. And then boom, watch out now. Something dope is happening. So he was in 1991 when Samuel L. Jackson was 43. He got to play Gator and then Jungle Fever. And then it leaped him into an A-list with Pulp Fiction in 1994. Okay. Those movies ring bells. I don't know who this is, so I feel like I would not be giving her the best, but I'll just read it. Julia Child was 49 before she changed Cooking in America. Don't look at me crazy, okay? Because I don't know who certain people are. Listen, I'm not entrenched in the TV world, so some of this is, Okay, so Child worked as a chef and as a World War II spy for years before publishing with Simone Beck and some other people, mastering the art of French cooking in 1961. Okay, she had a bestseller and she changed the way Americans cooked at home. Awesome. Okay, shouts out to you. What's your name again? Julia Child. I remember that. I like a good cooking little book. Okay, Joy Bear. I pray that I'm pronouncing that right. That's the girl on The View. But she was 55 before she started as a host on The View. Before that, she was a high school English teacher before she became a receptionist and then producer in various roles on NBC. And then in 1997, she became one of the original hosts for The View. Okay. On ABC and has been on it since with a few breaks here and there. That's pretty awesome. Okay, Ang Lee, which is a male, was a stay-at-home dad before becoming one of the most important directors in the world at 41. Now, you know what? This is inspirational in a whole different way because he says stay-at-home dad, which is against cultural norms. Not that it's, something wrong with it, but it's not the norm of the culture. Stay-at-home dad. Shouts out to him for let me read his story before I go ahead and get inspired again, because that did something to me. Okay, so he appears to be, and I don't want to chop it up, he appears to be of Asian descent. So Lee attended a master's in film production from New York University, where he was Spike Lee's classmate and had an award-winning thesis film. But he put it all aside for 6 years to stay at home and take care of his 2 children while his wife, a molecular biologist, advanced her career. Oh, sir, you just gained all my respect. But let me read the rest of your paragraphs because wow. But in 1990, a couple of screenwrites he wrote got the attention of a Taiwanese production company, and he made his future debut, Pushing Hands, in 1992. It was an immediate critical success, and Lee spent several years making movies in Taiwan before directing Sense and Sensibility for an American studio in 1995 at the age of 41. Don't laugh at me. I feel like I'm reporting. Leave me alone. Okay, come back. From there, Lee became an Oscar darling and one of the most world's accomplished directors with films like Brokeback Mountain and Life of Pi. Okay, see, Brokeback Mountain I know, because I'm reading the rest of it like, baby, what you see? I don't know any of this, but I know Brokeback Mountain. I never seen it, but I heard about it, and I know the title, and we're going to just move right along because, Now, let me tell you something about this. This is inspiration. This man was pretty much neck and neck, or had the same starting point as Spike Lee, Mr. Do the Right Thing, Mr. Jungle Fever. And the reason why, and he had an award-winning thesis film, which already showed you had some promise, sir. But he put it all aside for 6 years to stay at home to make sure that his children were taken care of and that his wife could advance her career. And let me explain something to you. It's a whole bunch of respect that's pouring through right now. And I'm going to just stop right there. That says so much. So many people have mommy guilt. But do we ever really consider that daddies probably have some type of daddy guilt? But the fact that he sacrificed that for 6 years and to come back and knock it out the park, outrageously inspirational. And how old were you, sir? 41. Wow. That's pretty awesome. And it says some other things on here. And, it has that Lucille Ball was 40 when she starred in I Love Lucy. And I would love to continue this because I really want to touch base on not only people who got their late starts, but also people who changed complete career patterns. Some people are so afraid with starting over that it's like, why? But I just really, really felt like I wanted to call you back and have that conversation with you because I know from a personal level, but I know that it can be frustrating just to feel like, man, it's almost like being a kid on the bench and seeing everybody else playing. You like, coach, let me in. it can be frustrating, but I feel like as long as you never forget the dream, and that's why the Bible says write the vision and make it plain, because as long as you don't forget the vision, it will come to pass. Because there's a difference between just going off of emotions and having something you're passionate about. Passion does not die. It cannot be dissolved. It doesn't dilute. You can be in Burger King losing your temper knowing, no, I want to do something different. You can be in Red Lobster. You can be in FedEx and all these other places. And shouts out to any of those companies, because I love them. But you do need a certain passion and characteristic just to know when something's a good fit and when it's not. So, just keep hope alive. It's such a cliche saying, but those times that you get frustrated, you're not the only one. And I think that is so needed for this human culture. It's almost like a trick of the enemy to feel like you're the only one that's frustrated. You're the only one that's being overlooked. And that's not true. I just read you how many different people? You see what I'm saying? But anyway, let me go ahead and because I'll be on this phone with you forever. Because you like to keep me on the phone, and I'm a talker. So, we got to go. We got responsibilities and stuff. But let me go ahead and start folding up some of these towels and stuff. And I'm going to call you back. You know what that means. I'll speak to you later. All right. Later.